But I think that to understand where Jose Mourinho and Fenerbahce are coming from, you need to understand the history of Turkey football, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, and then Besiktas. So, Fenerbahce was formed in the year 1907. Galatasaray was formed in 1905. It was...
So Gala are older than Fenerbahce by 2 years.
Yes. And all of them are in Istanbul, the three teams. Yeah. All of them are in Istanbul. It got to a point where before Fenerbahce was formed, it was the last point of the Ottoman Empire. And around that time, the Ottoman Empire, they didn't like that people were using football to stand against the empire at the time. So people were not so happy about the formation of Fenerbahce. Eventually, the team got formed. Now, these three teams in Turkey have won joint more than any other team that has come there.
Yeah.
Besiktas, Fenerbahce, and then Galatasaray. They have consistently won. Now, I won't take you too far. Just a year and a half ago, the president of Fenerbahce, his name is Ali Koç.
The one who pulled the gun?
I don't know the story of pulling the gun.
Okay.
But Ali Koç, who was the president of Fenerbahce, he was at the brink of losing an election from the former president of Fenerbahce, who had been imprisoned. Now, why was he in prison? Now, Yusuf Adli, who was the president of Fenerbahce in the year between 2010-2011, if you remember, Fenerbahce were banned from European football for I think about 2 or 3 seasons. They had already won the Turkish league, but then still they were banned. They were not allowed to play in Europe, and then they went to let Fenerbahce, Besiktas go in and go and play. Now, because at the time there was match fixing in Turkey, and people felt that Turkey had Fenerbahce had fixed a lot of matches over there. Now, that's where Yusuf Yildirim was taken to prison. In 2016, the current president of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who is the president of Turkey currently, there was an attempt assassination on him in 2016.
Okay.
Now, around that time, that's when they realized that there are a group of people called the Fitos. Now, there is a man called Fito who is an Islamic cleric who is very close to Tayyip Erdogan. Now, he was the one that did attempted assassination on him. When they did investigations, they realized that the match fixing plot that at the time they said they saw Fenerbahce in were from people from Fito's camp, and then people who are close to Galatasaray who intentionally wanted to take the club Fenerbahce and then also the Turkish state, including Tayyip Erdogan's seat at the time. So now Yusuf Yildirim was moved from prison and with other people as well. Now, what is critical for you to understand is that the people of Fenerbahce believe that for a very, very long time, since 2006 thereabout, they have had a lot of people who are pro-Galatasaray who consistently believe that these people are always having conspiracy, who are always trying to fight against them. In fact, to the extent that beIN Sports, during COVID, when beIN Sports were asked to put fan sounds in the background of games, the Fenerbahce people said they heard anti-Fenerbahce chants in there. So they believe that beIN Sports should not broadcast their games. When beIN Sports came out to come and apologize, the apology came in 1905, which is 75 in the regular clock, 1905. And they said that's the time that Galatasaray was brought out. So just when Ali Koç went to was facing re-election and they needed something, because Fenerbahce have not won the league in a long time, he needed something. Just about 2 days to the polls, it was very clear he was going to lose, and Yusuf Yildirim was out of prison. That is when he contacted Jose Mourinho and told Jose Mourinho that this is the issue that we are facing. We need you. Who else but the greatest conspiracy theorist in football? It is Jose Mourinho's job. So on the day when Mourinho accepted the job, he told the teaming Fenerbahce fans in the stadium that your fight is my fight, your blood is my blood, I'll fight for you. So essentially, Jose is doing the bit of the Fenerbahce fans, and they believe that if any game is played fairly, any league is played fairly, they will win.
Yeah. Why do you even have to have that conception? Why do you have to have that mindset?
Because the referees always cheat in Turkey in favor of Galatasaray.
Massa. Anyway, so the man who pulled the gun I was talking about was rather the president of PAOK, Solinka in Greece. Yeah. He pulled the gun.
But recently,
Ivan Savides.
Yeah, but recently, a Turkish football official went onto the field of play. I think a year or so ago, and then they stopped the league. That's where Fenerbahce tweeted that they would boycott the league.
There's too much. There's too much.
Sometimes the happenings in the Turkish league, gets comical because you remember Galatasaray was it Adana Stenonpo, something like that. Yeah. They played the first half and they said we're not going to play again because
it happens.
The penalty they whistled in favor of Galatasaray should have gone in favor of the home team.
They don't have faith and trust.
Yes. The is good. Oh. The Turkish people, they are getting publicity.
Oh yeah, it's good for them.
Anyway,
let's go.
Negative publicity. Yeah, so we are suing Galatasaray for £42 million in moral damages. Yeah, and Mourinho, the disciples of Jose Mourinho. Okay. Yeah, we will win this case. All right. We all know that Mourinho is not racist.
Let's go to the next story.
Okay, now we can talk because the black players who have shown support.
Have you seen Didier Drogba's post?
Yes. And Drogba is a former player of Galatasaray.
Yeah. Can we move on?
Okay, boss. Let's talk about the English FA Cup. We are into the last 16 stage. Is everything okay?
Yeah, Liverpool are out. Arsenal too is out.
Yes. Liverpool's Masters will be playing today. But before that, we have Crystal Palace versus Millwall at 12.
Liverpool's Masters.
Plymouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Michael Baidu's club. Same time, Preston North End will be playing Burnley before Bournemouth take on Wolves at 3 p.m. At 5:45 p.m, Man City will be playing as host to Plymouth. So Plymouth, after knocking out Liverpool, were giving Man City at the last 16 stage. Remember that Plymouth, like I mentioned, knocked out Liverpool in the previous round. And for that, City manager Pep Guardiola says this one is going to be very difficult for Man City.
Well, I would say not just against Liverpool, as in other games, the patterns are the same. They defend really aggressive in the up front. They allow you to go outside, and after they make, it's like a trigger, and after they make incredible movements, the wing back jumping and the central defenders, and of course, they regain the ball, the transitions that they do with the attacking midfielders they are inside, and they link really well with the strikers, the runners for attacking midfielders. In Championship, League 1, League 2, the set pieces is the main thing, and they are solid, and of course, so they lost a few games in the last 10, 11, so yeah, expecting a difficult game. Of course, we play at home.
A difficult game. Okay, now let's listen to Plymouth manager Mourinho Muslech. He says they see this game as a reward after their hard work against Liverpool, and for this one they have a plan to challenge Man City today.
We see this game as a reward. That's the reward what we did just a couple of weeks ago against Liverpool. And if you see what's coming, then you know it can't get bigger. It's Manchester City. It's away. I think the team dominated the Premier League for the last 7-8 years. So it truly feels like something very, very big, and it truly feels also like a reward. So we're going to try to enjoy this. We said it also before Liverpool. It's a fantastic opportunity. It's a big stage to represent Argyle best possible. Of course, we have a plan to challenge Manchester City. Don't get us wrong. That's a competition, and it's a game, and everything can happen.
Tell Maron to stop them off mouth.
Oh, Lally, but he beat the best team in the world at the moment.
They dropped 10 key players in that game. They cannot beat Liverpool. Oh yeah.
But it's still the Liverpool side they beat anyway.
But I'm saying that it was a depleted Liverpool side.
Really?
We all saw the
But
game.
I'm not sure Pep 2 will play with the first team. I mean, regular players today.
He will have to and beat them so that this Moroma will stop talking. You are still last on the championship table. You're being like that.
Okay, and so that was Plymouth manager Mourinho Muslech in there. We look forward to seeing Michael Baidu in today's game against Manchester City. Tomorrow we have Newcastle United versus Brighton at 1:45 p.m. before Manchester United players host to Fulham at 4:30 p.m. at the Old Trafford. Now, Man United manager Ruben Amorim says they want to go through to the next of the competition.
No, I think no one different is back. They are still trying to recover to help us in the next games. It's really important for us, but nowadays everything is important. Like the last win, just the feeling of win. The way we work in the next days is completely different. So we want to go to the next stage, and we want to have two wins in a row, especially at home, and we need that feeling.
So that was champion coach Ruben Amorim speaking there. Now, remember that Nottingham Forest will play Ipswich Town on Monday, and that's going to be the last game at this stage of the English FA Cup competition. To the Spanish La Liga at 1 p.m. today, we have Girona versus Celta Vigo at 5:30 p.m. Real Betis will be playing as host to Real Madrid before Atletico Madrid take on Athletic Bilbao at 8 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow, Barcelona will welcome Real Sociedad at 3:15 p.m. Now to the Italian Serie A. We have Atalanta versus Venezia. Napoli in the biggest fixture of the weekend will be playing against Inter Milan at 5 p.m. today before AS Roma take on Como tomorrow at 5 p.m. And of course, there is AC Milan versus Lazio at 7:45 p.m. tomorrow. Lastly, in the German Bundesliga, Bayern Munich traveled to beat Stuttgart by 3-1 yesterday to strike the lead on top of the Bundesliga table by 11 points ahead of Bayer Leverkusen. So it looks like Harry Kane will win his first league trophy this season. Today we have Leipzig versus Mainz 05. St. Pauli will be playing Borussia Dortmund. We have Eintracht Frankfurt versus Bayer Leverkusen. And then, of course, to the French Ligue 1, we have AS Monaco yesterday who defeated Reims by 3-0. Mohamed Salisu was an unused substitute in that game. Today, we have two key matches coming up. Lens will be playing Le Havre before Paris Saint-Germain host Lille at 8:05 p.m. Let's wrap up with boxing because Gervonta Davis will tonight take on Lamont Roach. Did you watch Martin Bakole versus Joseph Parker last weekend?
Oh, Masa, we told you about this Bakole guy. You were here saying all sorts of things. You see what he did, but maybe he didn't get much time to train.
Exactly, because
time to train.
Yeah,
but the notice came 72 hours before the bout.
72 hours before the bout, and he took it.
And he was in Congo, Delali. Yeah. He was in Congo when the notice came.
And so to travel to Saudi Arabia and all that.
And he made some good money, right?
Oh, of course, yes.
600,000 pounds.
It's not bad.
600,000 pounds.
In less than 6 minutes.
It's good.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
For Congolese, that's big money.
Masa, he's in rich. He's swimming in.
Even for an American or European, it's still big money.
He's swimming in richness.
Because you see, I mean, the point that actually took him to the canvas was not heavy enough for me. I mean, there was no power behind that.
It turned him around 360.
I said it was days of.
He turned around like this. Hey,
the man just came for the money.
Bakole.
Let me try and get a video for our audience and viewers on Facebook. So I mean,
for Bakole's
yeah. Okay.
Who even knows him?
Oh, now people know him.
Okay. Better BF.
Better BF. Yeah. Better BF and Dimitri before. Sure. But I think the attention was on the Bakole one. Because of the circumstance, Daniel Dubois was supposed to fight Joseph Parker, and he couldn't, make it 72 hours before the fight. Then Bakole made himself available, flew all the way from Congo to Saudi Arabia. Okay. And then, unfortunately, in the second round,
in fact, if he had been called 24 hours to the bout, he would still have made it.
Africa, an African getting 600,000 pounds. Yeah. So Kelvin, I've sent you that video, right? Get it on Facebook for us now.
We have to watch that.
I mean, I'm even surprised about putting it on Facebook, and your man has been knocked out. You also still want to promote him.
Let's support a fellow African.
Okay, all right. Are you done?
So, like I was saying, Gervonta Davis will take on Lamont Roach in a high-profile showdown at the Barclays Car Center in Brooklyn later tonight. Remember that Tank is putting his WBO lightweight title on the line against his fellow American in his first fight since retaining the belt with an H1 knockout of Frank Martin in Las Vegas. Delali, this guy, he's dangerous.
Yeah,
everybody's
dangerous.
Oh, Delali, no, hold on. Gervonta Davis.
You say he's dangerous.
He's dangerous.
That's your
Macaulay.
What's his name?
Some look. Macaulay.
This guy is a boxer. Maybe he was sitting in somewhere.
Okay, guys, we've got 12 minutes.
You
guys didn't watch the Atta Better BF before fight.
Well, just mention Better BF.
Yeah, man, he didn't watch. It was a super bout.
What was his name again?
Super bout.
Better BF.
He's undisputed.
Yeah.
Undisputed what?
Bivol. He's
light
heavyweight champion
of the world.
Super. He's super. Now he's going to probably fight David Benavidez, and he used to spar with David Benavidez when they were younger.
Better BF and Benavidez.
No, Bivol and then Benavidez.
All right, this guy with his beard, this nicely dressed guy with his beard. But okay. So was that a punch or what? or a touch?
Charlie jet lag. He was tired.
But the last cat nipa be do actually.
It's very important.
He came boxer shorts.
Okay. Anyway, so 11 minutes to 7. Ateta last week was saying that Tova is dead body, but I think that right now it's beyond his body. The dead body.
The body is dead.
It's gone far beyond the dead body. Hey, I never knew he could yell like that. over my dead body. That Liverpool win over my dead body. At the time
he was saying it is mathematically possible for Arsenal to win the
game. After that he said over my dead body.
Mathematics
but still mathematically it is possible for Arsenal. But just the Arsenal doesn't have a striker to get them the goals.
No, but how do you say over a dead body and you go to Nottingham Forest and
not to score?
Oba is still over his dead body.
but I think that the last time we discussed it, I told you that if you look at the history of the Premier League, apart from Newcastle United, which bottled, I mean they had a lot of points advantage, separating them from the second place team.
Yeah.
But they ended up placing second. No team has been able to attain a points difference of about 11.
I think it's about time Arteta leaves anyway.
So, you want him to leave now?
Yeah. No.
It can't be second.
But if meant to be second, then your Shebra is second. You people are nearly men.
Steve, do you record Dela? Do you record him? Anytime we talk
yes.
So you have his voice.
Oh yeah, play a lot.
Maybe from next week we have to start playing some of the voices.
I posted on Facebook last Monday that we've had enough of it.
No, but even before Monday, we are talking about before Monday because you said you were very emphatic that you were going to win the league.
Charlie, in the last month or weeks, I've been consistently saying that I don't think Arteta has made the right decisions, especially for us this season. And so I've enough of him.
But before the season
started, you can entirely put that at the doorstep of Arteta.
You when he was starting, I told you.
No, but it was a
you remember?
No, yes, but he has exceeded your expectations. Arteta
before he came,
he has steadied the ship at Arsenal. It was so toxic even at Emirates.
But if Arsenal does not put their house in order, even maybe second place, they might miss. We are playing with that striker, and
you're not getting the goals
and the morale is totally gone. And so if they don't really focus,
let them go to the Premier League table.
Oh no, Tottenham. We are leading Nottingham Forest by 6 points. Yeah. We are leading Man City by 7.
Yeah. Okay.
But those are close.
They are leading Chelsea by 8.
Yeah, we've got 12 matches to go, and
Chelsea.
So if they don't get it together,
and when he played, we all know that. I mean, if you look at Arsenal, they are missing some very good players. So players like Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz is gone, Martinelli is also
Gabriel.
gone. So these guys are all attackers, which on any given day would have given you a lot of options on the bench. But unfortunately, they are out through injury or one thing or the other. But Arteta played Mikel Merino and he scored 2 goals and everybody was clapping for Arteta.
But even before that game,
tactical masterstroke.
no, even before that game, we had used Merino as a striker on an attacker previously.
Merino is actually,
and he did well.
Yeah.
Yes, but Javier, you can't put your faith and trust in Merino as your lead striker at this time of the league, at this stage.
But the big question for me,
and whatever it is that is denying us of getting a striker should be put at the doorstep of the coach.
No, I disagree with you.
When you made Nketiah to leave, what did you have to do?
No,
you find a replacement.
I disagree.
And then you decide that you are going to rather improvise.
I disagrre with you. I disagree with you because
you are not supposed to agree with me.
Exactly, no problem.
Yes,
don't worry, me and you on Arteta.
He will go.
Don't worry.
They will have to sack him.
This is why they take in London.
They will have to sack him.
You had Edu Gasper, who was in charge of purchases. In fact, we've been made to understand that every player that has come in at Arsenal Football Club has been the job of both Edu Gasper and Mikel Arteta. So Arteta alone cannot take the fall.
But Edu is gone, right?
Yes. In fact, Edu left in the middle of the season. So the summer transfer before now was done, Edu at the helm. You remember in the summer, Mikel Arteta.
So that's why Arteta should not even be entertained. If Edu is not there and you can't do the right thing, then maybe
but Edu left. Edu the sporting director. The job is too huge. He alone, he can't perform the job.
So he can't identify the talent and go and tell the people that go bring me this player.
I have been unfair to Mikel Arteta. You have been unfair to him
for me.
Because even in terms of certain decisions, if you watch that Arsenal all or nothing video, it is clear that's Edu's job. It started with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang leaving. But when did Edu leave? Edu left just before the January transfer window.
Which January transfer window?
This one.
No.
When
he left long ago.
No, Edu left when the Nottingham Forest people said they wanted him for their group of clubs.
Hey, but that was not in January. We are talking about somewhere in October, November.
That's what I'm saying. Before the January transfer window. No, November,
October is far.
But what is your problem with Arteta?
I've told you. I said that his recruitment policy is the worst.
Okay, good.
You go and bring William to come and take 220,000 play one season. He leaves. You go and bring Jorginho, 32 years. You go and bring old. Come on. What sort of recruitment is this?
With regards to the
attack.
And
you want me to be happy about this?
No, hold on. With regards to the attack, right? Delali. With regards to the attack, we all know that Arsenal is chasing Alexander Isak, but you guys don't want to pay the amount. So maybe you have the option, but you are failing to pay. No, for me, how is that the fault of the coach?
For me, when he started playing Kai Havertz and other guys and he was getting the results, I mean, nobody saw anything wrong with that.
Have you?
But I'm coming. But when they started picking up the injuries, when some of the key players in the Arsenal setup started picking up the injuries, Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, and the other guys started picking up the injuries. That is when I think that he should have brought in a reinforcement.
And that time when he went, all those who were there were also occupied. Nobody would let him leave in January. Yeah. And so he had to do that before the start of the season.
No, but in the summer, that's I'm saying that. But in the summer, that's not his job.
If Edu was in charge,
which striker was
even available?
Only was available, 150 million pounds. They said
of course. Isak was not available. There was no way Newcastle sell Isak in the summer to a competitor for Champions League places.
Lautaro Martinez was there. How do you call him?
180 million.
But I'm not willing to pay that amount.
You are just saying that there was nobody there, and I'm trying to mention names for you.
The closest you people went was Sesko.
But Sesko was available.
He signed a contract extension. I've forgotten. Just when you guys went and we had Arsenal were closing on Sesko, he signed a contract extension.
No, because Arsenal were not productive enough. They were not serious.
But this one they put it at the doorstep of Arteta.
It's him. He's the problem.
When the players that I mentioned started picking up the injuries, I mean, Kai Havertz was your improviser number 9, and you have Martinelli who was operating so well, either on the flanks, left or right. Okay, you have Bukayo Saka also doing very well. When these 3 players picked up injuries and were not able to feature for Arsenal, Mikel Arteta should have gone to the transfer market and just get one person.
By that time, nobody was there.
I think even tried to go and get Oli Watkins, but they had let John Duran left. If John Duran is gone, you think he will give you Oli Watkins?
What I thought Arsenal should have done in the summer, I think that the striker position is very delicate, and most clubs would want to be cocksure before they go in for anybody.
But the player will give him goals.
Yes, and that's why throughout the summer, almost everybody will drag their feet. If it's not value for money, they'll not go in for it. Please don't come. No, but even Sesko, you can't be too cocksure of him. You can't be too cocksure that he come
just and bring one. Then we know that. How can you operate a whole team?
What I think that you people should have gotten should have been a backup for Bukayo Saka.
And a backup in that middle.
Because I think that throughout last season, this season, all of that season, the one person that has been there and constantly giving Arsenal the goals has been Bukayo Saka. But you see, in the Arsenal team, even before the summer ended, there was Kai Havertz. Yes, he's not a striker, but then he was giving the goals like Javier was saying. There was Gabriel Jesus that everybody knows that if he's fit, he will complement those goals with extra goals as well. There was Edin Ketia who was also there. Gabriel Martinelli was on the wings who could also give goals. So for me, Trossard 2 seasons ago was an excellent purchase because he is calm to be on the bench, but when you bring him on, he'll still influence the game. But then you didn't get anybody for Bukayo Saka's end. And Bukayo Saka, everybody thought it was going to be for 3 weeks or so. By the time you realize, Agbena. So they're like, that's in there. Relax.
It's not about Bukayo Saka's position. That middle part of the
relax. Hey, that's in there. Let's you go cry.
You give him another chance.
So don't worry. If you don't win a Premier League, you can win the Champions League.
Oh yeah, it is possible.
Yeah. The last time somebody said that, you know what I mean.
It wasn't possible.
It is possible. Anyway,
the match is on TV.
But Jimmy Carragher has taken a lot of flack from outside of the world, especially with his demeaning of the AFCON, and a lot of things have come up. People have said a lot to him, but that guy I know will not relent. He will continue. Oh yeah. He's never shown any remorse anywhere. But truly speaking, on the pecking, where does the AFCON fall?
Right.
AFCON and what?
Copa America
Euros.
and Euros.
The Lali. World Cup.
On the pecking order.
World Cup number 1. World Cup number 1. Euros number 2. Number 3 AFCON.
Before Copa
Of
America.
course.
You dey lie.
How would
Yeah,
you
they
peg
lie.
it?
Okay, so let's do this. That
You leave the World Cup out of it.
no World Cup.
The
out.
continental
Okay,
one.
so
okay.
there's Copa America match between Brazil and maybe Argentina. And any of the big clubs in South America. And there's a match between Cote d'Ivoire and let's say
Senegal.
Ghana.
Senegal. Which one will you watch?
Oh, I watch Cote d'Ivoire.
I'll watch Cote
Senegal.
d'Ivoire.
You
Senegal.
dey lie.
I
I tell you.
No, but I mean, that's one huge game out of luck.
But that's why I also add
You
that.
see-
I
you
mean,
see-
let's be
you
honest.
see-
On the pecking order,
you see-
where will you place
you
that?
see-
But Delali, you see, what are they saying?
If you look at the Copa America,
Yeah.
and the time that those matches are played, especially those South
Really
Americans,
enjoy.
they
Or
play
dawn.
dawn on. But you know, people still stay up to watch
Oh
those
yeah,
matches.
we all do.
No, but Delali, you see, my point is that if you go to
we Africans, but please, I mean, Copa America is huge.
I don't agree with
I mean,
Javier
it's huge.
because he
Why don't you?
mentioned Brazil and Argentina. That's one huge game out of lots. So for
But
example-
you can
no,
play
no,
Argentina, Colombia.
No, hold on. So
Okay.
how many big countries in terms of football in South America? You mentioned Uruguay, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia. What of you?
So
But
how
if you come to Africa,
how many
you
big
get
countries?
about 12 big countries.
Who have done what?
Mention them.
No, I'm talking about clashes among these countries. They are always huge.
Like,
Do you get it?
Ghana
Ghana is
versus
in there.
Nigeria.
Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Cameroon. All these are African. Egypt,
Morocco.
Thank you, Morocco. Oh,
Algeria.
my good friend. So you get it.
Okay.
So the Copa America one is one huge game out of lots. But if you come to the African continent, you will get a lot of big clashes. That's why I will place the AFCON tournament.
Chile, Venezuela is no
Oh,
game.
no.
No,
I mean
but-
Chile.
but you see,
Bolivia versus
Paraguay, Bolivia.
It will show me 13.
It has always been about how some of these competitions are marketed.
Are marketed, yeah. Anyway,
and the talk about some of these competitions. We are all Africans, but honestly, apart from maybe Cote d'Ivoire, Morocco, or maybe lately
Ghana.
Cameroon and some countries in Africa hosting the tournament very well. I mean, most of the
but you see,
most of the-
he sounded
most-
very
most of
disrespectful with the
tournament-
way
most of the tournament.
he did the thing.
see the disrespect aside. That is how we have made them see our
Yeah,
competition.
but that's the reality.
That's the
reality.
truth. Is it not an AFCON that a certain, what's his name, Emmanuel Sheyi Adebayo and the Togolese team were almost gunned down to death in this continent? It is the AFCON. It is the AFCON that Cameroonian players were not paid their winning bonuses and things, and say, okay, we will not go and train
As for that
until
one,
those
it's
monies are
even
paid
happened
us.
to African countries at the World Cup.
Exactly, that's what I'm
It
saying.
doesn't-
But
it
how
doesn't-
many times does this happen to Bolivia? How many times does this happen to Panama? Europe, they won't go there because then they don't even think about money. How many times it happened to who cry in South
Chile.
To Chile. It doesn't happen to them.
Venezuela.
How many times has somebody come to play an AFCON and then the player will say that, oh, I won't go. Joao Matip did that for his own nation. Yes, although we know he's German Cameroonian.
I was going to say that
Yeah.
he's not a true African.
Oh shit.
But he's playing for Cameroon, right?
Yeah.
Mixed blood.
Yeah, we've seen African players who say they won't go because the game at the time was in January and then it's going to coincide.
Yeah.
So these guys have seen African players example upon example.
We are rejecting our own
Yeah,
competition.
disrespected the competition to.
But it's because of the
to
timing
what?
of the competition.
Exactly.
Maybe if the Euros are played around that time, you'll still get some people also
Yeah.
saying that
So
I won't
South
go.
America.
So it's about the timing. It's about their club commitment. So if you have players who are committed to their clubs more than their national team, then
that means it's not a good business. Because for your nation, there, it's supposed to be bigger than your club. For your nation, it's supposed to be bigger than your club.
AFCON and Copa America, they must have. We shouldn't even.
We saw
yeah.
during the COVID, we saw what's the name? Euros being played across 10 cities in Europe.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
We were going to play it just in one country in Africa, in West Africa, in Cameroon, which was one of the least affected countries for COVID. And we had journalists in Europe asking Sab Hele, will you Anna going to play for the AFCON because there's COVID there? Because for them, we are not managing the whole situation, we are not marketing it well. So there is that disrespect to us. And that is something that for me has affected it. Yes, I agree with you that if you look at somebody like Jamie Carragher, the level he has gotten to, the kind of Africans that he has met in the line of his job and all of this, and the fact that he has a lot of listeners sitting on Sky, he should have read the room and used the opportunity to debunk those myths. Yes, we have issues, but then the competition is not just any mean competition. Because there are, again, have you made an example of the Argentina-Brazil match? Today, if you are voting for Ballon d'Or winner, Ghana representative, and they tell you that Mohamed Salah, he has won AFCON, he has won EPL.
But anyway, Salah has not won the AFCON before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving an example.
Okay.
Then you go and you meet a certain European player. Who is the best European player? Mbappe has won the Euros. Mbappe.
What did you say? Bellingham.
Best.
Bellingham.
You meet Mbappe. He has.
What has that guy done?
Bellingham Onimbobo.
Okay, you finish.
Mbappe has won the Euros. He has won the Champions League. He has won the Spanish La Liga. And you meet Vinicius Junior, won Copa America, won what's the name, Champions League, won La Liga.
No, but if you bring the Euros there to defeat,
that is what I'm saying. So no, I'm adding this one's Copa America too. You will not even think of Salah's AFCON. Everybody. The first thought is not Salah's AFCON. In your mind, it's not inherent that Salah's AFCON is a major trophy because we have made it like that. The disrespect has been resounding.
It's about the way we organize AFCON and then the way we market it and other things around it. I mean, if you look at Euro and the way they market the European competitions, it's almost everywhere. And we sometimes even struggle to get venues and things like that. Countries will have to construct new facilities and get on with getting money from somewhere, loans and other things to do it. And transportation sometimes become a problem. Organization in terms of people moving the players around hotels, and so it's. If you look at the Copa America, I mean, it has been there forever. I think it's over 100 years, right? Yeah, over 100 years. And it has been there for a very long time, and they have class. It is well organized. They have class. It is well organized. Maybe the way he put it was wrong. I mean, sometimes when you have the opportunity to speak on a platform like that, you have to tone that a little bit. And maybe diplomatic. Maybe the way he but that's the reality. Whether we like it or not, the reality.
Have you even when Daniel Sturridge and Mika Richards tried to draw his attention to it?
No, that guy who know, exactly. he will not listen.
He was like seriously,
relentless.
Exactly, like
he's asking them that. Are you trying to say that the AFCON is a big competition?
Tournament? Yeah, you get it.
Charlie.
But what's your order?
Say again.
What is your order? The continental.
The AFCON will be number 3.
It is. I mean, it alone.
That one, let's be.
He was number 1. AFCON number 2. Copa America number 3.
Euro 1, Copa America 2, AFCON 3. But the Nigerians have really come attacking the man Jamie Carragher. Let's hear from John Mikelovi first of all.
You don't know what it takes to win, with your national team. You can't discredit such a wonderful, wonderful tournament that, people in Africa die for the African Cup of Nations. Kids grow up watching their idols, watching their country, supporting their country, because the African Cup of Nations is what inspires them. The next generation, the influx of African players coming into the Premier League, coming to Europe to play, is because of they grow up watching the African Cup of Nations.
This guy is talking with too much passion. Let's hear. That's John Mikelovi. Now here he won it, yes. And if you see such a wonderful tournament where children want to go and watch the tournament, But let's listen to JJ Okocha. As for him, he made it look very light.
There are some players that will say something, you just overlook it. If you look at their career, if you look at the type of football that they played, then you can understand, I mean, you won't want your son to be like Carragher.
He says
so you can never appreciate African football or the talents that come from Africa.
You won't want your son to be like Carragher. No.
But honestly, that guy didn't win anything.
He didn't.
But he won the Champions League.
He won what?
Yeah, I think he was part of the Liverpool team that won the Champions League.
Jamie Carragher.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He wasn't.
Let me check.
Let's check and see.
Wait, he's always
He won the Champions
No,
League.
but he's
He won the Champions League. He didn't win. He was not part of the team.
He most of the time talks nonsense sometimes. But you see, I don't know the way he talks sometimes.
You remember some time ago he spat on the face of a little boy from a car, and Sky Sports were able to bring him back. Zando, he was not part of that team.
So was Liverpool, he won the FA Cup 2001. No, hold. Oh, by you asking the things that he won.
FA Cup and what?
UEFA Champions League 2004-2005. So maybe at the time he was like a small boy in the team, something like that.
Yeah, but as for the starting 11, he was not part.
No, the starting 11, but he was part of the team anyway.
So he also got a medal.
You get it. And runner-up in 2006-2007. He won the Super Cup. He won the FIFA Club, championship. Runner-up, UEFA Cup 2000. And then individual awards to PFA.
It's okay.
Oh, but Charlie, the guy has won. He's won a lot too.
I played Ferdinand's voice.
How do you say Ubiam? How do you say Ubiam fan in Sabu Nkumunchire? How do you say that?
We'll construct that for you later.
That comment is representative of the majority of people out there would say that. I don't think that's right. I think that's an ignorant kind of thought process, because the African Nations Cup, if you go to Didier Drogba, Abidi Pele, over there Samuel Eto'o, down to the players now, Mahrez, Mo Salah, Mane now, they'll tell you this is that we have to win this. It's a demand in their countries to win this. Yes, it doesn't get back to resources wise like Euros, etc. But doesn't that mean that you have to devalue it? It's a continent of huge power, a continent that contributes to European football through players immensely, massively. Like the amount of players that are representing football clubs in Europe and winning things from the African continent is like crazy. It's a ridiculous number of players. So it should be respected more than it is.
Okay, so that was Rio Ferdinand as well on that subject. Anyway,
I think that we have to separate the personnel quality in terms of players from organization. There's a vast difference between the way a tournament is organized and the personnel, the players that participate in that particular tournament.
Okay.
So if you look at players that have participated in AFCON, just like he's saying, I mean, we've seen some quality players.
Great names.
We've seen some great names. But if you look at organization and compare it to, let's say, Copa America, the way it is organized, I think that is where they beat us. But in terms of personnel and quality on the field, I think that we also have some quality, or we've seen some quality in that direction.
Like in the last AFCON like this, when you look at the growth, and I give Kelvin this.
Can you speak to the mic?
We have done some very, very good numbers. I mean, we're talking about marketing a while ago.
Yeah.
And I think that this, you can give credit to Patrice Motsepe. I think he has been really good in terms of the AFCON.
So he took charge of CAF?
Yeah, he has increased the prize money, he has increased the viewership, the commercial value.
Yeah, but in increasing that prize money, can we just take a quick look at the prize money for, let's say, the Copa America?
We should compare it to that.
No, just we are educating, and so let's just do it.
Increasing the
there must be an improvement, yes, but then you find out that
it's
what is
way below. Of course. So we have done that. Also, you remember when he came, we had issues with commercial. You remember the last AFCON? Multi-choice.
They pulled out late in before the start.
No, they put out earlier, and then later they came back. They wanted a free pass to it. He make it competitive with the Canal Plus and the other people that are in the francophone area. And I think that's been very good, because before we had only a few free-to-air channels. This time we had 40 plus free-to-air channels to broadcast the African Cup of Nations. Then for the very first time, we had video views of 2.2 billion. The impressions of 2.2 billion views
around the world
for the AFCON. 2.1 billion impressions on all digital platforms in terms of people who see them. And if you compare it to AFCON 2021, we rose from 350 million to 2.2 billion.
Okay,
that is the jump, the quantum jump, in terms of the digital growth.
And it brought in some new markets as well.
Yeah, we got new markets. We had not been to the Russian markets. We have not been to the Russian markets, the Italian markets, the Brazilian markets. And for me, I'm even more interested in the Indian market.
Yeah, India. If we get Chinese in there, it would have been bigger, much bigger.
That's the Asian market. So commercial-wise, we were growing. We've grown. I just hope that, like Ferdinand said, we will back it to resources. We would maybe now the competition has gotten to now, players will now begin to come. We should just find a way to put it at a point where, I mean, our climate's affected and all of that.
And this year, the month that we are going to play it is another problem because we are doing it in December, and that time the leagues are at its peak.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, I mean,
but
so Copa America, they distributed $72 million to all the participating teams, and the winner took home $16 million. AFCON winner took home $7 million. That's an improvement. Runner up $4 million. Third place 2.5, and so we are still behind. We'll not even check the Euro.
We are
coming up.
It's work in progress.
But as you grow, you should know that those ahead of you are also going up.
But we are looking at the competition that has been in existence for more than 100 years. You see, they've been there for a very long time. So they started like us, and they've gotten to where they are now. Let's be very consistent with our growth, and we'll also get there.
The last somebody passed a funny comments. He said the Ghanaian players are able to post to show solidarity because they've not won the AFCON tournament yet. You know the players who are.
Yeah, they've won it.
So they can't be like, oh, you do know what it takes to win the AFCON.
They don't feel how it is to win the AFCON.
That's it. See me. I'm fine. Before we go, I'm more interested in the channels that broadcasted it. You remember New World TV?
And you're talking about the 2024 AFCON.
Yeah, 2023 AFCON. You know New World TV. That was the station that everybody in this part of the world, Africa, we got all of our coverage from. Now, it was being shown clearly on the BBC, Sky Sports, it was clear. The matches were televised there. Now we had the Canal Plus specifically for the Francophone people, and then Bein Sports also for Northern Africa and then somewhere in Asia as well. So I think that if we get even more, because the thing is that for the other competitions, a lot of broadcasters picking.
And we had an attendance of 1.2 million, which is not bad anyway.
1.2 million. Zando is one of them.
Yeah. We are done. But the Champions League final, Jimmy Carragher started it too. He started that match, so he's a Liverpool legend.
Different legend.
Hey, as simple.
Do you want me to give you the first level?
Give me the first level.
The first level. You don't trust
the guy. Sorry to say, but I
so Dudek was in post. We have Finman, Hipia, Barros was in, John, Rize, Kewell, Gerard, Luis Garcia, Zabi Alonso, Traore, and Jamie Carragher.
In 11.
We are wearing just number 23. It was 3-3. Liverpool won on penalty shootout.
Against AC Milan.
Correct one. He started though. In the 76th minute, he got a yellow card. The guy is a Liverpool legend though.
Anyway, it's 16 after 7. Let's invite some calls now. 03220 83596 83597 03220 83596 83597. You can start calling now. Let's share a thought with us about what we discussed on the first part of the show. We've done a Copa America. We've also taken a look at Arsenal and that is the coach. Mikel Arteta. 03220 83596 83597. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dela.
Yes, sir. Who is speaking, please?
This is Akwesi. I'm calling from Santasi.
Oh, okay, Akwesi. Thanks so much for calling. Let's hear you, sir.
Dela, the way a majority of people are fat Carragher. I said, no kind and no kind, So I could hear the whole conversation about Ballon d'Or winners. Say, Ballon d'Or winners. And you may be considered a Ballon d'Or winner. And he's saying that AFCON major tournament and Kofobe consider awarded Ballon d'Or. And it's true. We knew the last time Obika said, play a Diaji AFCON, GM Ballon d'Or. And GM one the way and Kofo is fast. We Africans, how many of us respect the AFCON? Tournament, players are rejected sometimes. I mean, come on.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Akwesi, for your call. Let me speak to Prophet Adewale. Prophet, good morning.
Good morning, Dela. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Let's hear you, sir.
Jimmy Carragher, the assembly. Yeah, Mumbo, we man, the stone boy, you know. Now, the woman said, why be more kind of profile,